Hello, this is Traktor Topaz. The purpose of this short video is to talk about changing strings, how to get them on properly, and also how to lock a string. Now, this is my own personal kind of beat up tone weaver. I've had it for quite some time. Now, a Mobius Megatar touch style bass is designed so that you can play it just by touching the strings to the frets. And that means you can play with both hands. So we've got two sets of strings, one for each hand. These are 6 bass type strings, and these are 6 melody type strings. Now, generally speaking, it's good instrument design if the string can go straight over the nut towards the post. You see, we've compromised a little bit, but you want a fairly straight string path, and that's so the string doesn't hang as it goes over this point. You can also add a little bit of good oil here, and that'll make your tuning smoother. But the main thing we want to talk about is how much do you wrap strings around the post. Now, these stiff bass strings that have large core wires, they don't have to be wrapped around much. You can just come up to the post, go through the hole, bend it up, and then wrap it perhaps one time. That's going to be plenty. The stiffness of the string, it will not slip. It'll give you a nice solid anchoring. You can then tune it up. As you move up to these higher bass strings, you might want to begin to wrap it around twice, but even so, these are still pretty stiff strings. Now we come to the lowest guitar strings, which are kind of similar to the highest bass strings. Again, you're probably wrapping around about twice, and then as the strings get finer, you have to wrap it more times to give more friction against the post so as to hold the string. Now, the only problem when you get up to 3 or 4 times around is if you get up more than that, now you have kind of a lot of string wrapped around the post, and that will allow a string to slip later on while you're playing, which means it goes flat while you're playing. So you don't want to have a whole bunch of wraps. Now, one of the things you can do when you have these finer strings, on the one hand they need friction, but on the other hand you don't want them wrapped around and around and around and around and around, and that's to lock the string. I'm going to show you how to lock the string. Now, in our shop, generally we find that locking the very highest guitar string is all that's necessary. Some people lock all the strings. Some people might lock the highest 2. We generally lock only this one. To make it easier for the camera to see it, I'm going to cut this existing fine string off and come back with a larger string loaded to show you how to lock a string. Okay, now we're back. I've removed the fine string and I've got this rather heavy string just so it'll be easier to see. Now, the post here has a hole right through there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slide the string through the post. Okay? Now, we're going to wrap the string, or rather the string is going to wind up being wrapped like this. So we're going to go in the opposite direction. Here, I've put a sharp kink in it. I bring it around the post and under the string. Now I bring it sharply up. Some people bring it back around this way. Normally we just bring it up. Now all I have to do is to tighten the string. It makes a little kink there where it's going into the hole, and as you can see, that kink is now holding the locked string which was run underneath. And now we'll wrap it. I've estimated to give me about 2 wrappings. For a fine string you probably want 3. Okay? And now we're completely locked right there. When you're all done, clip your string off and it'll stay exactly where it is, just the way you want it to, while you tune up.